Hi Yi, I want to give you some feedback on your project for Module 2. And so up on the screen I have your information. First, you had all 4 parts. The first is your evidence of your direct observation. You had notes, right? Second, the P-level chart, where you wrote, you had P-level 2. I didn't see 3, but I saw 4. And you said that you thought P-level 4 was the right, for that student, P-level 4. But you had a few of the skills too that you didn't have, right? And I could not see 3. And 4, you had some of the skills not marked, she didn't have. So I think probably with more observation, you might see P-level 4 skills, and that level 4 could be your base P-level, and then really make goals for P-level 5. My notes here, if you read them, then maybe you'll understand, why I kind of put her at a higher level. I have, whoops, go back. Sorry. There. You had goals from the student's IEP, and you used those goals. I was wondering, are there others? So after you observed, did you find others from P-level 5 that maybe you would shoot for? And for example, here, 5.5a, narration, about really personal experience. I thought maybe that would be a good goal for this student. The other 5.1, really talking about academic topics from the curriculum, that maybe you would want to shoot for that. Using vocabulary, talking about the concepts from the curriculum. So overall, I think I wrote a lot on here. I was kind of confused here. You have observations from the 5 areas. So form. I didn't understand exactly what you were writing. So my question is it a simple, compound, or maybe complex sentences? What else do you see in her form, or the way that she organizes? Syntax syntax, that's right, but I didn't understand exactly what you were saying. Content, she talked about her own experience. Can she talk about academic content? Function or use. I wondered about her ability to use questions, to ask questions or to answer questions. And then reference. Kind of wondering how she organizes her communication linguistically to refer to different people, places, things in her conversation. So one of the things I suggest is for you to think about linguistic, not behavior. So sometimes that kind of gets mixed up. So overall, you went through the process, which was great. And you had the same goals, you know, that you presented from the IEP. Fine. Were there others? I'm wondering, did you learn something that really kind of helped you think about other goals for this student? Again, the examples in your chart, I was a little confused about those. Make sure you know each of the areas of language, that you know exactly what it means. And then Module 3, which we started on Monday, that will help you kind of refine your goals, maybe even make some new goals that you think would be important, and then to think about how to teach. So that's also important. So a good first try, this is a new kind of assessment, and I thought you did fine for this first time. So good.